Yes, once again, good morning. In previous videos, we have seen all the rules of journalizing according to the traditional approach also and modern approach also. Now let us take some questions in which we will make the journal and along with all the journal entries. So I am taking question number 13 from NCERT, page number 85. It's NCERT, page 85, question number 13. We have to journalize the transactions. So let us make the journal. What the format of journal? Date, in date column you have to write the date. Particulars, LF, ledger folio, debit amount, and credit amount. It will be rupees. Okay. Heading you will write the journal. Whose journal it is? In question you can see it is given journalize the following transaction. Suppose if any name is given of any company or any proprietor, you have to write that name. Since name is not given, I am just writing journal. Right? Now this is the format of the journal. In date, what you people have to write in date? You have to write the date which is given with the transaction. Suppose like in this question, it is given from December 1, so you will write the date. Suppose if date is not there in the question, then what you have to do? Then you have to write first, second, third, fourth. Make this column and just write the serial number, okay? In the proper chronological order. Okay, then in particulars, you will write the journal entries as we have seen in the previous videos applying the rules of journalizing. Then ledger folio. L.F. I have written a short form. Actually the full name is ledger folio. L-E-D-G-E-R ledger. F-O-L-I-O folio. Ledger folio means nothing, it is a page number. Suppose if invoice number or page number is given in the question, you have to write it here. Then debit amount, what you have written in the debit side, what is the total of the debit side. Credit, what is the amount you have written in front of the credit side. That you will write here in debit and credit. Okay, so this is about the format of journal. Journal is also known as book of original entry. Why it is known as book of original entry? Because this is the first step. After bifurcating the events, which are the economic events, which are the non-economic events, since in business, since in accounting, we want only the economic transactions. There is nothing to do with the non-economic transactions. So we are recording all the economic transactions in the chronological order, step by step, one by one, okay, in chronological way. So this is known as book of original entry because here all entries will be recorded in a proper systematic order. So this is the format of journal. Please have a look. Date, particular, ledger folio, debit amount and credit amount. Now let us start the question. First one you can see year is given 2014 December 1. 2014 is it's very old book. You can take 2019, no problem. Whatever year, whatever date is given, that you have to take. Year write only once, say 2019. December 1. First transaction is of December 1. What is the transaction? Hema started business with cash. Hema started business with cash, that is rupees 1 lakh. So what we have to do? What will be the journal entry? As we have discussed in the rules, we have taken this example. Again I am telling, whenever business is started, generally cash is always invested in the business. It's not necessary that only cash is invested, right? Other goods can also be invested. Business can be started with cash, goods, furniture, stock, like that. So, but in this question you can see business started with the cash. So what is coming in the business? On one side cash is coming. On the other hand, what is happening? The liability in the name of capital is increasing. Okay. Now a very big question arises that why capital is a liability? What is the reason behind that? Okay, let us first of all write the entry. What is coming in the business? Cash. So I will write cash account debit. And on the other hand, what we have said, that liability is increased and the name of liability is capital. Capital account credit. Ledger folio, since page number is not given, leave it blank. Amount is debit also it is 1 lakh and credit also it's 1 lakh, like that. Okay, write the narration. Cash invested in business. Cash invested in business along with the narration. What reason is writing? That is known as narration. Now as you know, business started with cash. What comes in the business as per the nominal rule? Whatever is coming in is always debit. Cash is coming in. Second thing, on the other hand, liability, the biggest liability of the business, that is capital, is increased. Yes, my question to you is why capital is a liability? कई बार बच्चों को लगता है कि कैपिटल तो हमारा ही पैसा है बिजनेस का, हमने बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया, हमारा ही पैसा है. Then what is the reason that why I am saying that capital is a liability? Capital भी asset होना चाहिए? No. Why? Because here what is happening actually? Whenever capital is invested in the business, separate accounting is generally done according to the separate entity concept. See, business is separate thing and the proprietor is a separate legal body. Both are different legal bodies. While sole trade, when we are studying in business studies, when we are studying the features of sole trade, we generally see that both are the same entity. Yes, according to theory, according to the code of law, it's same. But while doing accounting, we are considering them as a separate legal entity. दोनों अलग-अलग चीजें हैं. That's why it's liability of the business. Suppose I am doing some business. I have invested rupees 1 lakh in my business. It's liability of my shop. It's liability of the business. That business has to return me money along that 1 lakh which I have invested. Business will do the additions in that, right? And after adding the different, it will add various other incomes also, other reserves also, and it will increase that. And then whenever returns are required, then it will give me more returns than what I have invested. तो ये बिजनेस की जिम्मेदारी होती है. Consider these two bodies as a separate thing. Then only you will understand why capital is a liability. Because business is separate body while doing accounting, and the sole trader is a separate legal body. Okay, having a separate legal existence. That's why it's liability of the business कि business को इसमें और additions करके वापस देना है. Business को और ज्यादा कमाकर वापस देना है. That is the reason कि हम capital को liability क्यों समझते हैं. Suppose if I am talking about the partnership firm, partnership में partners are working in partnership, and if any partners have invested money while starting the business. Suppose 4 partners are there. Every partner has invested 2 lakh rupees, right? Now for some years they have worked. Then one partner is thinking that now because of some problem I want to go. I want to retire from the business. I want to leave it. I want to have some other business and all. So tell me, when the partner will go from the business, will he not demand for the complete capital worth what he has invested along with all the additions? Will the partner not ask ask back? Yes, definitely the partner will say that amount has to be refunded to the partner. So what is happening actually? When the partner will go back from the business along with that 2 lakh which he has invested at some particular date, many additions will be done in that and the complete amount will be refunded. So tell me now, business के लिए वो 2 लाख जो उसने स्टार्टिंग में इन्वेस्ट किया था वो क्या था? It's a liability. क्योंकि बिजनेस को उस पार्टनर को वापस देना पड़ा along with all the additions. Business has to give back all the money which was invested in the बिजनेस। आई बात समझ में? इसीलिए बिजनेस हमेशा खुद को अलग समझता है और बिजनेस ये मानता है कि if anybody has invested in me, then obviously I as a business, me as a business, I have to return lot of additions. I have to return the capital along with the additions. That's why capital is always taken as the biggest liability of the business. I hope it's clear now that why I am saying that capital is the biggest liability. Okay. Now next one, next transaction. December 2nd, open a bank account with SBI rupees 30,000. Open a bank account with SBI. December 2nd. Whenever any account is opened in the bank, any account, okay, whether it is SBI or whether it is any bank, entry will be जब बैंक में पैसा गया. Who is the receiver here? Who is the receiver? Yes, correct. Bank is the receiver. Bank account debit, and whenever money is deposited in the bank for opening the account, what is going from the business? True, cash. So bank is the receiver and what is going from the business? Cash. Cash will be credit. As we have seen in the previous videos, all the rules, just we have to apply the rules. We have to just think which are the parties. What is the amount? 30,000. See the line properly you have to write. Debit, it will exactly come here. Credit, when you will draw, if you will draw the line, it will be in the same line. Okay. Focus on presentation, my dear. Otherwise, you will lose marks. Write the narration also. Being account opened. Being account opened. Okay. This was the second one. Then next one, December 4. Purchase goods from Ashu. Purchase goods from Ashu. What will be the journal entry? Purchase goods from Ashu. What is coming in the business? जब goods purchase करेंगे business में क्या आएगा? Goods आएगा. Yes. लेकिन goods किस नाम से आ रहा है? What the thing is actually what is done for the business? Purchases. So instead of writing goods, you will always remember that whenever goods are purchased for the business, instead of writing goods, we are always writing purchases. Purchases account debit. And who is the giver? Goods are purchased from whom? हम यहाँ cash नहीं लिख सकते because ये नहीं बोला है कि goods purchased in cash. ये नहीं बोला है कि goods purchased only इतना भी होता है कि goods purchased, then also I would have written cash. But the question is saying goods purchased from Ashu, and what the point is, whenever name is given in the question, since Ashu is given, it is not a cash transaction. As I have already informed that there are two types of transaction generally, it can be cash, it can be credit. Okay, so this transaction, whenever name is coming generally, they are not writing cash and only name is given, so it will be a credit transaction. Okay, and whenever credit transaction is there, name will come instead of cash. Normal transaction में हम क्या लिखते हैं? Purchases to cash. But now instead of cash, we will write the name Ashu. Because in this transaction, Ashu is the giver. Business में क्या आया? Goods in the name of purchases, and who is the giver? Ashu. Therefore, Ashu name is there in the credit side instead of cash. अगर cash में transaction होता, तो I would have definitely written purchases account debit and cash account credit. Okay, so please remove that confusion. Whatever confusion is there, whenever credit transaction is there, name will come in the amount 20,000. The amount is 20,000. Then next one, December 6, sold to Rahul for cash. Okay, I forgot the transaction narration. Write the narration. Being goods purchased. Being goods purchased. Okay. Now next one. Yes. Now, next one. Sold goods to Rahul for cash. Goods are sold to Rahul for cash. So, who is receiving the goods now? Rahul. So, Rahul name will come. It is a transaction of December 6th. Rahul name will come. Rahul account debit and business से क्या गया? Business से goods गए. When the goods is coming in the business, in the name of purchases, we are writing purchases. When the goods are going for sale, we are writing sale account credit. Business का जो stock है in the name of sale, वो क्या हो गया है? कम हो गया है. That's why we have credited the sale. So what is the amount? Oh, but it's written sold goods to Rahul for cash. Since cash is coming, we cannot write here Rahul. Okay? Since cash is coming, if suppose cash is not given, definitely we will write Rahul. But since it is written afterwards that sold goods to Rahul for cash, so what you will write? What is coming in the business? Cash. So cash will come. You will write cash account debit, sale account credit. Being goods sold for cash. For cash. How much it is? How much amount goods are sold? You can see December 6 transaction 15,000. Just a little addition in the transaction change the journal entry. Okay? Cash में नहीं होता तो definitely I would have written Rahul, but since transaction is in cash, they have done the addition after saying Rahul ki in cash. That's why we have to write cash in the debit side. Cash. Okay? So it is not a credit transaction, it has become a cash transaction. Then next one, December 10. December 10. What is the transaction? Bought goods from Tara for cash. Goods were purchased from Tara but not in credit. Name after name, what they have written? Cash. So you will write purchases account debit. Goods are coming in the business. Purchases account debit and in cash. Cash account credit. Goods आए business में in the name of purchases and cash business से गया. Same rule we applied of real and all. Whatever is going out उसको credit करो. Okay? For what amount? 40,000. Write the narration. Goods purchased in cash. Goods purchased in cash. Now the next transaction. December 13. Read the transaction properly. What is the transaction for December 13? Sold goods to Suman. Rupees 20,000. Goods are sold to Suman for rupees 20,000. Again in this transaction you have to identify whether it is a cash transaction or a credit transaction. Since goods are sold to Suman, Suman, what you will do? You will write Suman account debit, because here Suman is the receiver. Okay, and receiver is always debited according to the personal rule. And what the business has done? Sale. Sale account credit. Okay, and along with the amount, what is the amount? Again 20,000. Since ledger folio amount page number is not given, we are leaving it blank. Write the narration. Being goods sold. Like this. Okay. Now the next transaction. December 13 we have done. Then December 16. Read the transaction properly. What is the transaction of December 16? Yes. Now next transaction is of December 16. Read the transaction carefully. This is an important transaction. As you have seen in the previous transaction, sold goods to Suman rupees 20,000. It means it was a credit sale. 20,000 goods have been sold to Suman, and she will give rupees 20,000 at some future date. But now in this transaction, next one, December 16, that how much she is paying to the business? She is giving a check of rupees 19,500 and 500 discount is allowed to her. So what transaction is there? Received check from Suman, 19,500, discount allowed 500. So since check is received, instead of cash you will write the name bank. Check is received, you will write the word bank here, and discount is allowed. Discount allowed means it is here a loss type for the business, and all losses will be debit. So along with bank, discount account will also be in the debit side. This is an important transaction because here more than two parties are involved in the business. Bank account debit, discount account debit, and who is the giver? Suman. So Suman account will name in the credit side. Credit. How much amount check have been written? 19,500. Discount rupees 500, and Suman settlement is done of rupees 20,000. Like this, the complete transaction of rupees 20,000 is settled down, and that is known as full settlement. Write the narration. Being check received and discount allowed. Being check received and discount allowed. Like this. Okay? See, three parties are there: bank, discount and Suman. In this type of transaction, I would like to give a hint. Please remember this hint. Always this bank and discount remains together. Bank cash with the bank discount. If you will remember this point, you will never do a mistake in the exam. That always bank and discount remains together. Either both debit or both credit. Okay? Otherwise, generally many number of students are doing bank, they will write in the debit side, discount they will write in the credit side along with the party's name. Totally your transaction is out of track, then it is completely wrong. Just remember this one hint, that bank and discount will come together. Either it will be in debit or credit. Okay? Now see the next one. This full settlement has been done with the Suman for rupees 20,000. Now next transaction is December 20. What is the transaction? See, check given to Ashu on account, rupees 10,000. Check is given to Ashu. Who is the receiver here? Ashu. And according to the rule, receiver is always debit. Ashu account debit. Check is given. So bank account, bank name will come, not cash. Credit. How much amount? 10,000. Write the narration. Being check given. Okay, then next one, December 22, rent paid by check. December 22. What is the transaction? Rent paid. Now just imagine the classification that rent is a which type of account. Rent is a nominal type of account. It is a nominal expense for the business. Remember the rule what we have discussed in the previous video. What is the rule of nominal? What the nominal rule says? Nominal rule says that all the expenses and losses are always debit. All the incomes and gains are always credit. So here rent is an expense for the business and that is also paid by check. So write rent account debit, and since it is by check, bank account credit. How much rent is paid? See the amount? 2000. Rent paid by check 2000. Like this. Write the narration. Rent paid by check. Always write the narration, otherwise you will lose your marks in it. Okay? Then now let us do the next one. After December 22, you can see December 23 transaction is there. Just a moment, let me wrap it. Yes, now see the next one, December 23, deposited into bank. December 23, deposited into the bank. So deposited into the bank means money have been deposited into the bank. So bank becomes the receiver and cash is going from the business. So debit paid, what will come? Bank account. Because bank is receiving, bank becomes the receiver according to the rule of personal account. And what is going from the business? Cash. As per the real account, whatever goes from the business, it will always be credited. Bank account debit and cash account credit. How much amount it is? 16,000. Write the amount, 16,000. Being amount deposited in bank. Being amount deposited in bank. Like that. Okay. Then next one after December 3, you can see December 25 is there. December 25th. What is the transaction? Machine purchased from Pragya. Machine purchased from Pragya. What is coming in the business? Machine. So whatever comes in the business is always debit. Machine is an asset and we have applied the rule of the asset here, or we have applied the rule of the real account. Machine account debit. And who is the giver? Since it is not purchased in cash, since name is written Pragya, so name will come instead of cash. Pragya is the giver and giver is always credit. What amount machine was purchased? 10,000. Write the amount, 10,000. Being machine purchased. Like that. Okay. Then next one, December 26. Next transaction is of December 26. What is the transaction? See? Trade expenses. Trade expenses, these are the expenses while doing the trade, while doing the dealings, while purchasing goods and services. Number of expenses are done and these are known as trade expenses. Again, it is an expense, and what the rule says? According to the nominal account, according to the nominal rule is whatever expenses are there in the business are always debit. So again trade expenses will come in the debit side. Trade expenses account debit and cash account credit. Cash account credit. How much trade expenses are paid? You can see on December 26. It's 2000, right? 2000. Being expenses paid. Being trade expenses paid. Like that. Okay, then next one. December 28. Read the next 3 transactions, try to solve in your mind what entry you will do, then just see what I am doing here. Next transaction, December 28, check issued to Pragya. Again check is given to Pragya. So who is the receiver here in December 28 transaction? Pragya. Pragya is the receiver. Pragya account debit and check is given. It means money is moving out of the business through the bank by check. So bank name will come. Bank account credit. How much amount check is given? 10,000. Because 10,000 purchases were done from Pragya, you can see a machine was purchased in December 25th transaction. A machine was purchased in credit and now the payment is done by the way of check. It means now the amount is fully settled with the Pragya. Okay. Write the narration. Being check given. Being check given to Pragya. Now next transaction, December 29. December 29. What is the transaction? See, paid telephone expenses by check 1200. Telephone expenses, again it's expense. All expenses are debited as per the rules. Telephone expenses account debit by check it is. So instead of cash, bank name will come. Since transaction is done through bank, payment is done through bank, amount is 1200. Telephone expenses paid. Now the last transaction, December 31, paid salary rupees 4500. December 31, paid salary. Again the salary is again expense and all expenses are debited. Salary account debit. It's not paid by check. It's normal salary paid. So instead of bank, what will come? Normally cash. Cash account credit and amount is rupees 4500. Being salary paid. Narration. Being salary paid. So in this way we have completed all the transactions which were given in question number 13. Now what you have to do actually, whenever you are doing question, suppose you are doing in register, okay? It's not possible that this complete question will come on a one page. When you are moving to the next page, you have to bring the total of the first page also. Whatever total you are having on first page, you have to do the total of debit side. You have to do the total of the credit side, and that total you will carry forward on the next page. First of all, you will write the total brought forward. Previous page what you will write? Total carried forward. Next page, what you will start with? You will start with the total of both the sides. You will write like that: total carried, total brought forward. Okay, from the previous page. Then you will write the total, and then you will start the next transaction. In this way, whatever totals are coming on every page, that totals have to be brought forward first of all, and then you have to start the remaining transactions. And at the end, whatever pages it is taking, maybe 2 page, maybe 3 page, at the end what you people have to do? You have to do the complete total of all the transactions, and you have to mention the total here. Whatever total is coming, you have to write here total of debit side and total of the credit side. And one thing to be noted, which is very important, that always the total of the debit side and the credit side remains same. If total is coming different, it means somewhere you are mistaken. Total will always come same. Okay, so this question we have done here. See you in the next video with some more questions. Have a nice day.